The impacts of climate change are clearly rising. We see this all across the globe. Think about this summer, the floods, the fires, the droughts. The IPCC has reminded us very drastically these will rise further. So there's an increased sense of urgency that we need to adapt and that we need to manage these risks. And in fact, people around the world are starting to adapt. What we do not understand as of yet, which roles do and should different actors play in that adaptation process. My name is Matthias Garschagen. I'm Professor of Human Geography with a focus on human-environment relations here at LMU Munich. In order to fill that gap, we provide in this paper for the first time really a global analysis of where we stand in terms of the roles that different actors play in adaptation. Key three findings I'd like to highlight. First of all, even though adaptation is on the rise, we see that most actors actually engage with small-scale solutions, sort of not the depth, really fundamental change that we need, for instance, in land use planning, in some of the changes in insurance regimes and so forth. Secondly, if it comes to implementing adaptation, we see that most is actually currently falling onto the shoulders of affected individuals and households. Governments play a much smaller role, and that's particularly so in the global south, and that's particularly so in rural areas. Thirdly, we know from the literature we would need a lot of multi-actor collaboration. Actors have to come together, civil society, states, affected communities have to work together to find good ways for adaptation. Empirically, we observe this is not very strongly happening as of yet. Sometimes two actor groups come together, but we don't see multi-actor collaboration at the scale that we need. So why does all of that matter? Well, we really need, with the big challenges ahead of us, a very clear and explicit discussion who takes which role, which responsibility in climate change adaptation. Where does the responsibility of my municipality start and stop? What do I have to do as an individual homeowner when it comes to flood risk insurance, for instance, and to protective standards? It's a very important first step into that debate. We need to know where we currently stand in roles across the globe, and that's what we provide with this paper.